first got interested in wine as a cook and just enjoying cooking and partaking in wine, and decided that I wanted to try to make wine and started with kit wine. Soon thereafter, I wanted to make wine out of fresh fruit, and a co-worker of mine was interested in the same subject, and he was actually putting in a vineyard. I started getting interested in groups that were across the state of Tennessee, amateur winemakers group and grape growing organization, and just got involved and met people that had the same interests, and that's how I got started. It grew from a hobby to what I have now, mainly because I ran out of space to make wine at home and wanted to see if it would sell. Knoxville didn't have a winery, and I thought being first would be pretty cool. I came about wanting to have the winery in this area, in the downtown area, mainly because it's where I work. It's where I like to spend my time. And so for convenience, and then also at the time that we were looking for a space, it was affordable. How I got the name for the winery is an interesting story. Blue Slip specifically is a pass for the weekend. My partner is a graduate of Macaulay in Chattanooga, and in order to go home for the weekend, they had to have their Blue Slip signed. When I heard the term, I had no idea what it was, and to me, I think of a boat slip. In that keeping, it's really become an abstract term that to each his own, just like wine is. What it means to one may not mean the same to another. So we have over 20 some odd wines, and they're all made from Tennessee grown grapes and fruit. Our largest grower is in Granger County, and we have Jefferson County, Knox County, Hamblin, Loudon. We just keep starting to spread out a little bit more. We make our wine in small batches compared to a lot of wineries, so we're able to take grapes that a large winery may not be able to because there's not enough to fill up their size tanks, and therefore also gives us an opportunity to have a variety of wines.
The process of making wine is relatively simple, but there are a lot of steps to it. We bring in some of our own grapes, but most of our grapes are grown in Blaine, Tennessee and Dandridge, Tennessee. All of our fruit comes from Tennessee, whether it's grapes or strawberries or peaches or apples or whatever. All of it's from Tennessee, and that's one thing we said we want to stay with is local fruit. So we go to the grower, and we talk to them about the quality of the fruit and is it ready to pick, and then we either deliver it ourselves, and then sometimes we actually pick the fruit or help pick the fruit and bring it to downtown Knoxville to the winery. From there, the grapes are processed. We bring them in and we run them through a crusher desimmer. So we separate the grapes from the stems, and then we just barely crush them to start the juice flowing. From that point, the red grapes and the white grapes go in two directions. The white grapes go immediately to the press. The red grapes go into primary fermentation, where they're sitting on the skins. And that's what develops the color of red wine, is the skins, because the meat inside's all white. So let's go back to the white grapes. So we press those. The juice from that goes immediately into primary fermentation. We add the yeast to that. It takes about 7 to 10 days, and then that's ready to go into secondary fermentation, which is kind of the aging process. We let the fines settle out, let the wine stabilize. The white wine would be there for maybe 6 to 9 months. Going back to the red wine, the red grapes, after we press the red grapes, they go into secondary fermentation. And that's gonna age for about at least a year. We hope 2 years, and at least a year and a half. So that's what we shoot for before we bottle it. When we first started making wine commercially, one thing that we've always talked about doing, that's making champagne. But the champagne process is is, you know, a little bit more difficult and certainly different than the normal process. However, we have inadvertently made champagne by having the wine re-ferment in the bottles. And one day we were sitting in here at the bar and we had customers in and we were talking, and all of a sudden it sounds like guns going off. And the corks are shooting out of the boxes, through the boxes, and wine is coming forth just like you see in the commercials when you open the champagne. So that was probably our first funny experience that we had making wine. But it was very good. We just couldn't sell it.
Okay, when you buy Tennessee wines, you can taste before you buy. A lot of customers come in and they think they only like one kind of wine, but the good thing is they can taste and they find out oftentimes that they like something they didn't think that they did. And they leave here with a bottle that they didn't think they would leave with. Another thing is that you're supporting the farmer, the Tennessee farmer. You're supporting the Tennessee worker. So I think that's really important, to keep those dollars local. And the other thing is that, I don't know if people realize it or not, but because we're supporting Tennessee agriculture, you can buy Tennessee agriculture products every day of the week. And what this means for us is that you can buy wine on Sunday. We actually can sell wine on Sunday, and that's also very popular.